There is such a thing as the blockchain. It is a technological advancement. I support your freedom to use Bitcoin. I don't want to dictate to you what to do, so I advised against getting involved. Jamie Dimon has made some astounding claims and spoken about how cryptocurrencies may be used to transfer money and data. Dominating XRP and Bitcoin is his goal. Jamie Dimon recently made some shocking remarks about Bitcoin, XRP, and another cryptocurrency you might be interested in, so it's important to hear directly from the man himself about his desire to take away all of your cryptocurrency. I'm not sure what Jamie Dimon would say about the JP Morgan CEO wanting total control over all of your cryptocurrency. Okay, so please assist me. This is the last time I've ever discussed this topic on CNBC. I realized that the discussion about cryptocurrencies was overly technical because blockchain technology is something we actually use. It is effective, capable of transmitting data and transferring money, and we've been talking about it for a long time. There are two types of cryptocurrencies, and only one of them can really have a significant impact. What if a cryptocurrency had a smart contract built into it? We could use that cryptocurrency, which I like to refer to as the pet rock, to transfer data that has some value when buying and selling real estate. I'm not trying to make a joke here, but you know there are use cases. This tokenization concept looks at the opportunities that blockchain technology presents while separating out the things that you do something with and the things that do nothing for AML. Jamie Dimon criticizes the use cases of Bitcoin as speculative tax evasion, counterfeiting, money laundering, and prevention of sexual trafficking. Warned against becoming involved, but since this is a free country, I don't want to tell anybody else not to. What products are you making? What are your opinions about this? How do you feel about the other companies that the world's black rocks? Larry has changed his mind about this. It could be that he now feels differently about it, or that he wants to get involved in the Bitcoin market. However, what do you think about the existence of about a dozen major financial firms, the most well-known of which is Faithfulness number 1? I would appreciate it if you would just stop talking about this, as it doesn't really matter to me. I believe there's a good chance that when Bitcoin reaches 20 million Satoshi will appear on the scene, laugh hysterically, and go silent. I also believe that all Bitcoin will be erased at 21. He would say that the blockchain is different from Bitcoin, which has no purpose at all, and other currencies that do. You know, in a market, this is what makes people's opinions exist. This is the last time I will ever express my opinion. Someone who has misinformed me nevertheless. To return to you guys, you are free to do as you please, and I will follow my desires regarding those 6 qualities. Jamie Dimon dismisses the idea that the last Bitcoin would be mined in 2150 because he doesn't understand Bitcoin and thinks it's a threat. They take it mathematically and they know for a fact that it is not possible because by the time the last one is mined, and it is a process that becomes more difficult with each passing, having one of the most important things to come out of the interview was Jamie Dimon's admission that he had no concept how Bitcoin worked. He basically said as much, and that it may be manipulated or thought into oblivion by anybody at that point. Satoshi will either laugh hysterically or dump on the system, killing Bitcoin at the push of a button and ruining everyone when you consider it from the standpoint of development and what is genuinely possible to do on a blockchain as opposed to impossible. Anyone who is even slightly familiar with Bitcoin can see that all of it is utterly impossible. Although Jamie Dimon is open to learning more, the true question we should be asking is, why does Jamie Dimon feel so threatened by the presence of Bitcoin? Why does he not want to give it any more thought? Popularity supply. This is despite the fact that we're still mining gold at a rate that is potentially much higher than that of Bitcoin, and it costs arguably a lot more harm to the environment and everything else that he claims Bitcoin is horrible for, which is again just incredibly hypocritical. Once Jamie Dimon makes a claim that can be easily refuted, he backtracks and says he doesn't want to talk about this anymore, which is hilarious because it puts JP Morgan and Chase, the 2 largest banks in the world, and everything they have established the monopoly, at risk. The last thing he wants is for these banks' employees to buy Bitcoin, so he will take. We will see all reasonable measures taken to keep that from occurring. Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, first admitted his mistakes before delivering some more alarming remarks. He talked about a variety of topics, including Bitcoin and XRP, and possible government regulation. The effect of commercial real estate on the debt markets and the risk of inflation that rising interest rates could bring. I have a few last questions. I prefer carrying only items that bring in money because they are free to carry, but carrying Bitcoin costs money. In any case, we have talked a lot about commercial real estate here in Davos, and on Sunday there was a significant 60-minute segment about Bitcoin that stressed the fact that the government will step in if the problematic use cases aren't resolved. In terms of money laundering, we probably have to close it down. The amount done with Bitcoin was $20,000 US for $35. Historically, the US dollar has been the most popular currency for money laundering. All right, swiftly, commercial real estate. Yeah, what are your thoughts? We've been in conversation with a number of investors who have been following along. You have a huge building currently under construction in New York, but what will the 3-day work week actually entail in the long run? To begin with, I project that the United States assets are valued at approximately $40 trillion. Bank books are valued at $600 billion, and commercial office real estate is valued at over $1.2 trillion. Corporations own a significant portion of these assets. These resources, if we land gently, which is a possibility, and if we don't go higher, which is also a possibility, it will just be a small issue. Even though interest rates are like cosmic constants, a rough landing and a halt to the upward trend will result in a more serious problem because inflation will still rise. If we have a hard landing with higher rates, which I still think is possible, any issue related to cash flows would be more significant. The CEO of JP Morgan talks about political parties, work-from-home options, and the economic slump. He also pokes fun at the media's tendency to promote extreme viewpoints and cracks jokes about interview costs. Jamie, the CEO of JP Morgan, in addition, no matter where you are in the globe, there are a lot of them in the US and Canada as China and South Africa move away from the US currency and collaborate with Ripple Laboratories to form a worldwide central bank. Dimon claims to have total control over XRP in Bitcoin. Important US institutions like the Federal Reserve, Congress, and Treasury are quickly incorporating XRP into their systems because they recognize the value and effectiveness of the XRP ledger and want to use it for their financial platform. Due to this change, the legal landscape is changing significantly on an international scale, and Two Riverside Labs has been in settlement talks with the SEC because more plus additional a settlement offer to pay Ripple $20 for institutional XRP sales is the latest move in these talks. US government agencies want to use the Ripple net system to make payments easier. This could happen, while other banks and Wall Street corporations are watching, signal the end of the continuing set case against Ripple at renowned private financial firms including BlackRock, Morgan JP.
Since inflation will still rise if we have a hard landing with higher rates, which I still believe is possible, any issue pertaining to cash flows will be more significant. The top executive of JP Morgan discusses political parties, work-from-home opportunities, and the economic downturn. In addition, he makes light of the media's propensity to support extreme perspectives and jokes about interview fees. The CEO of JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon, claims to have complete control over XRP and Bitcoin. In addition, regardless of where you are in the world, there are a lot of them in the United States and Canada. As China and South Africa move away from the US dollar and work with Ripple Labs to create a global central bank, it's not surprising that important institutions like the Federal Reserve, Congress, and the Treasury are quickly integrating XRP into their systems. They see how useful and efficient the XRP ledger is and want to use it for their financial platform. Because of this change on the international level, we are seeing big changes in the legal landscape. Two Ripple Labs has been in settlement talks with SEC because more and more US government agencies want to use the Ripple net system to make payments easier. The most recent development in these talks is a settlement offer to pay Ripple $20 for institutional XRP sales, which could happen. Mark the end of the ongoing set case against Ripple at the same time. Well-known private financial firms like BlackRock, Morgan, JP, while other banks and Wall Street companies are watching.